For today's GTA Online video, I'll be showing you guys a really simple money method, which will be using the FIB files, specifically the FIB Priority File. As many of you guys probably know by now, you can only do this one time per week, and from the most recent event week in GTA Online, the FIB files do have some various different bonuses, so throughout the rest of this video, I will show you a really nice trick that you guys can do, and also give you guys some tips along the way. Without any further ado, let's dive into this video. So first things first, we need to talk about the bonuses on these FIB files. So in this GTA Online event week, there was an associate bonus on these FIB files, which will get you guys some triple money and RP. And to sum this up, essentially, if you are an associate of somebody else's CEO or motorcycle club, you will then get this triple money bonus. So already this will be a great thing to do with a friend, but just keep in mind, even if you play this solo, this will not really matter. For me personally, I always play solo, so this just makes more sense. And for those of you guys who also play solo, there was a bonus reward. So if you guys complete any of the FIB files, even the priority file as a boss, you will receive an additional $200,000 within 72 hours, which is a really huge bonus because just think about this, because the weekly challenges normally pay out $100,000 once completed, and just alone for this bonus reward, you get $200,000 instead. So now that I have cleared up these bonuses from the event week, we need to talk about some requirements for this method. There is only one requirement, and this will be the Darnell Bros Garment Factory. Unfortunately, this will cost you guys $2.3 million, but even with this massive price tag, it does include all of the different upgrades. For example, a Mark II weapon workshop, a 10-car garage, obviously the business as well. So think of the Garment Factory as sort of an investment. You can just play the FIB files and make the money back over time. And that is really the case with any other business across GTA Online. Now, first of all, I will be playing the FIB Priority File, and with the new weekly update, the new priority file is the Black Box File. The Black Box File itself is honestly really cool. It will also have a setup fee of $20,000, and any one of the FIB files has this, so not too steep of a setup cost compared to things like the KO Preco heist, and we can make a really good $300,000, potentially even more with the bonus challenges, so it is always worth doing if you have the Garment Factory. And to speak on these bonus challenges, if you guys can see this on screen, here are the ones for the Black Box File. I always suggest that you guys do these things. It just makes the most sense. I mean, getting a bonus $50,000 every time you do an FIB file is always worth it in my opinion. And for the most part, I don't think these challenges are too hard. So for this priority file, you guys will need to destroy all plane engines, recover all the plane content, and then kill 5 enemies during the escape. I think the hardest one here was the killing 5 enemies on the escape. It can be a bit awkward sometimes. Obviously, there is an NPC driving you guys to the buyers. I think the best way that I have found to do this one is to enter the boat as a passenger and not get on the front gun. I found it so much easier because you guys can actually lock onto the enemies using an AP pistol or something, and the other 2 challenges are also really easy. Destroying all the plane engines just takes a little bit of time, and by far the easiest challenge here is recovering all of the plane contents. You just need to swim around and use the sonar, and you guys should have no problem whatsoever. After some time, I got around to completing the finale. You will see that I did all of the challenges, and this got me a ridiculous $360,000. So yeah, you can really see how good this can be. We can obviously take the $20,000 off this as well because of the setup fee, and because I did complete an FIB file as a boss, this did get me the $200,000 bonus the next day. So you will see once I loaded GTA Online the following day, I did receive the $200,000 bonus. So honestly, really nice. And just from playing this one priority file, we have made roughly $500,000. If you guys remember back to the start of this video, I did mention a trick with these priority files. I also do have a video on this specific method. Essentially, we can actually switch characters to a second character, purchase the Garment Factory again, and play the priority file a second time. Of course, making you guys another $360,000. Now, of course, there is some huge downsides to this. For purchasing both Garment Factories, it will be costing you guys $4.6 million, so in no means cheap, but if you guys have the money for this, I would probably recommend it over the long run. Over on my second character, you will see once I open the Garment Factory business, I can start the whole thing again, and just like the first playthrough of this, we need to go through all the challenges again to get the $50,000. Now, because this is my second character, it was a little bit more difficult because this character does not have too much health, with it only being rank 30. It also does not have too many good weapons. Luckily enough, I do have a machine pistol, and if you guys have a second character which is pretty under leveled, I would definitely try and get to rank 30 or somewhere around here to unlock the AP pistol. Just Just any automatic pistol like that is just super good for this. Just like the first time around, I destroyed the plane's engines. So already that is one challenge completed. I then managed to get over to the crash site, and after activating the sonar, you will just see how easy it is to find these different things. So I just swam to them, picked them up, and eventually got around to collecting the black box. If you guys have played the black box file in the past, let me know if you guys struggle on collecting the black box. For some reason, the game makes this so awkward, it almost doesn't let you guys swim towards it, so you really have to position your character in a certain way. But after some messing around, I did collect it, and now is the final challenge, which is to kill 5 enemies on the escape. So like I mentioned before, I just enter the passenger seat to make this as easy as possible. Another reason for doing this is because the gun on the boat does have some really bad limitations. For example, you might not be able to look all the way up. You cannot even spin this all the way around either. So yeah, in my opinion at least, I don't think it is that good. And you will see in the getaway, just using a machine pistol, I can lock on to the different enemy boats and stuff, making this so much easier. Now I think it goes without saying, but you also want to aim for the head. So if you guys lock onto an enemy, if you slightly push up on your right stick, that will be the best thing to do, because if you guys don't do this, you'll just keep knocking the enemies down, and that is super frustrating. Luckily enough, there is a bunch of enemies on the way to the buyers, so this shouldn't be too difficult. Just focus the ones on the banks and stuff on the side of the river, and then eventually we did deliver the black box to the buyer. So yeah, all the challenges were completed on the second character as well, making me another $360,000, and just like that, we have completed the 2 FIB priority files. And if you guys are wondering what was the point of doing this, well, pretty much you guys will actually be able to transfer the money into the bank account, which will allow you to access this on both characters. You guys will also be able to see this in the gameplay, as I do have the $50 million from my main character. So at this point, I just transfer everything over to the bank account, switch my character back again, and just like that, we have done this. It's also worth mentioning you can do the 2 character method on other things like the KO Preco heist. So when there is a cooldown on your first character, for example, if you have a second character with a Kasatka, you can do another KO Preco heist. Things like the Dr. Dre contract as well are super good, making you guys that $1 million each time. So yeah, this method is really broken. And from this point forward, I will probably be doing this on every single priority file over the next event. I think it just makes the most sense. Another thing to keep in mind as well is that bonus reward. I'm not actually sure if you guys do this 2 character method, if you get the bonus reward on your first character and second character. If that is the case, then this just makes it even more worth it. I mean, making a free $400,000 just from doing this will be genuinely insane. But even if that is not the case and you only get it for 1 character, $200,000 is still very good. So yeah, definitely try this one out, guys. Even if you do not have this 2 character setup, just doing the FIB priority file this week is still really good. And just remember, you can also run this with a friend on both characters if you wanted to. Even do it back to back with each other, playing it for a total of 4 times or something, and joining each other as an associate. But yeah, guys, if you went on to enjoy this video or found it useful in some way, shape or form, make sure to leave a like. I always appreciate your support. And as always, if you guys are new here and like what you see, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.